Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at how to use the Avada Image Carousel element. By the end of the video, you'll know how to add an image carousel like this to your site, and how to configure its many layouts, styles and options. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all new Avada videos. Alright, let's dive in. I've imported the Avada Food Prebuilt here, and I'm going to add an image carousel to this About page. We'll start by adding a basic carousel, then explore the different layouts and options as we go. I've added a container with 100% interior content width, a background color and a title, and so I'm ready to add my image carousel element. I'll start here on the Children tab, as I can use the bulk add option here to bulk upload the images I want to display on the carousel. You can of course also just add them one at a time by editing the existing item, and then either cloning and editing that, or using the Add Image button, which just adds another empty image below. In my case, I'll click on Bulk Add, and I will just Control click to select the images I want from the media library. Yeah, that should do. I'll just insert them. Once inserted, each image becomes an item in the carousel and on the Children tab, and we can now start to customize the carousel. Let's just go to the General tab for that. As you can see, there is also a bulk image upload option here as well. Below this, we find the layout option. Standard is the default, and this looks good as is, but there are a lot of ways to configure this element with 4 other layouts to choose from. There's Marquee, Cover Flow, Cards and Slider. We will have a look at each one, but first let's look at the next few options. Order By comes next, and here you can choose from Descending, Ascending or Random. Just note that this option won't update in the live builder. Next up is the Picture Size option. As the description notes, with Fixed, width and height will be fixed, and with Auto, the width and height will adjust to the image. Fixed is useful if you have images with different aspect ratios, as it keeps them all the same height. But here all my images have the same aspect ratio, and Auto allows them to grow into the space. The size of the images will also depend on the number of columns you have set in the element, and your site width as well. As I have set this container to 100% interior content width, there's more room for the images to grow. Okay, below this is Hover Type, and you can choose from the usual Zoom Out, Zoom In or Lift Up. You can't use a hover type in conjunction with any of the caption types except above and below, so also consider whether you want captions on your images. I'm going to, so I will leave the hover type on None. Transition Speed is the next option, and controls the duration of the transition between slides. This is in milliseconds and can be anywhere from 50 to 10,000. The default is 500, which is half a second. Let's just set the transition speed to something a lot larger, like 5,000 milliseconds, and now come back and change the layout to Marquee. Okay, the images immediately begin to scroll across the screen, and a new option appears, Marquee Direction. I'll leave this on left, and I might also change the maximum columns option to 3. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Each of these layouts also has its own set of controls to customize how it looks. And now let's move to the cover flow layout. Okay, as you can see, what this layout does is to rotate the angle of all the images other than the center one. Now there are a whole lot of options that will further influence how this looks, so play around. For example, let's look at slide rotation angle and slide depth. With slide rotation angle, the default is 50 degrees, but this can be anywhere from 0, which looks like this, and 180, which makes the rotated image appear in reverse, although you can't really see that here. They also then rotate as you scroll. Slide depth, as the description explains, is where you set the Z-axis translation offset of the slides in the cover flow layout. This can be anywhere from 0 to 250, and 100 is the default. If I set the slide rotation angle to 0, we can best see this effect. As the slide depth is on 100, we can see the images have depth through the Z-axis. And if I reduce it to 0, they don't. In this case, I think I will leave the slide depth at 0 and set the slide rotation angle back to 50 degrees. Under this is the transition speed option again. For this layout, I might set this to 1000. Next is an autoplay option, and if we turn that on, we also get an autoplay speed option. Currently this is set to 2500 milliseconds, but I might speed that up a bit to 2000. A related option under this is autoplay pause on hover, which is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, with this effect, one thing I would change is the way it's scrolling. So a bit further down is the scroll slides option, which controls how many images the carousel will scroll. If you leave it empty, it scrolls the number of visible items, showing a new set of images each time. In this case, I think I'll just set this to 1, so it just scrolls one image at a time. Yeah, for this situation, I think that works a lot better. Okay, let's move on. Column alignment is the next option, and here you can adjust the column alignment within rows. This option won't have any effect here, but if you have images of different ratios, you can adjust the alignment of them with this option. But personally, I think carousels really work best if the images are the same ratio. The next option is maximum columns, and here I think 3 looks good. The more columns you have, obviously the smaller the images will be. You can set this from 1 to 6, including half column increments. And just note, as the description explains, when using the cover flow layout, the total number of columns will also depend on other settings and available space. There is also a responsive option here, so you can set a different number of columns on different screen sizes. That's got to be useful. Column spacing is the next option. The default here is 13, but I think I will increase this a bit to 20. Okay, we've looked at scroll slides, so let's go further. And here is another interesting option. This one is called Center Active Slide. This is going to work slightly differently depending on the number of columns you have set. As I have 3 columns, the active slide is centered anyway. But if I change the number of columns to 4, you can see there are now 2 center slides. But if I then set Center Active Slide to yes, we again get the centered slide. Again, just play around and you'll see what it does in different situations. But here I think 3 columns looks better. Mask Edges follows this and allows you to add a fade out effect on the edges of the carousel. Just note that navigation arrows will not be displayed if masked edges are active. And under that again is an option called Display Shadow. With this you can choose to show a shadow on the individual slides on cover flow layout or during transitions. Here I think I will leave this off. Under this is an option called Show Navigation, and depending on your choices here there are a lot of other dependent options. You can turn navigation off entirely, have arrows, dots, both arrows and dots, or arrows and a progress bar. By default it's on arrows, and as such under this are options to control the dimensions and size of the arrows, the icons used, the position of the arrows, and their border radius and color. Likewise, if you select dots, you get a bunch of options to control the position, spacing, margin, and styling of the dots. For my example, I think I will just stick to arrows. Now I've set autoplay to yes here, so you could argue I don't even need navigation here, but you can always leave it on as well. But there's also another way to navigate entirely. See the Adding Navigation to Carousels with Dynamic Data video for more details on this, but basically you can turn Show Navigation off and add your own buttons or icons and connect them to dynamic data to create custom navigation. So with regards to navigation on image carousels, there are a lot of options. Okay, so now we are up to mouse scroll, and for this example I'll leave this on none. You can also set it to drag, and wheel. Just remember that as the description explains, for easy dragability, when mouse scroll is activated, links will be disabled. If you choose an option other than none, you then get another option called free mode, which you can enable for dragging and scrolling the images by arbitrary amounts. Border width is the next option, and if you have a border, you also get a border style option. There are a variety of styles to choose from here, including solid, dashed, dotted, double, groove, ridge, inset, and outset. Then there are also border color and border radius options. Image Lightbox is the next option, and the default here is no. I'll leave it on that. Under this, there is a margin option here for the element as a whole, and finally the element visibility option, which allows you to control the visibility of the element on various screen sizes, and the CSS class and CSS ID options for further customizations with CSS. Okay, let's now come back and look at the other layouts. The last 2 layouts are single image layouts, so I will edit the container again and set the container interior content back to site width, and then I will come back to the element and choose cards, which of course looks a bit like a deck of cards. This layout will work best if the images are the same size. Wildly different images with this layout would not work very well. As you can see, as the autoplay kicks in, the images shuffle around like a deck of cards. The last layout is called slider, and as autoplay kicks in, you can see the images now fade into each other, which is the default slide transition style. The other transitions are flip, flip vertically, swipe, swipe vertically, slide, and slide vertically. Clearly there are loads of ways to configure this element with these layouts. To finish my example, I'm going to set this back to cover flow and set the interior content of the container back to 100%. And now I'm going to edit the element again and head to the Caption tab to incorporate some captions into this example. Here I think I will choose Navin. Now the default image for overlay color on this pre-built is color 5, but here I think I will set this to color 7. With Captions you have full typography sets for both titles and captions, so you can tweak these any way you want. The defaults are working pretty well here, so for this example I will just leave them as they are. I might just go back to the General tab and scroll down and turn Lightbox to Yes for this final example. Now as you can see, when I mouse over one of the images, the carousel pauses and you can see both a title and a caption. I have set these on the images in the Media library, but if you want you can set them or override them by going to the Children tab and then into the individual items. Here there is an image title option and an image caption option. For more info on captions, make sure you watch our video on how to use captions on image-based Avada elements, linked below. Okay, that's pretty much configured how I want it, but before I view this on the front end, let's just look at the other options on the individual slides. Under the image caption option, we can see we also have a link option. Here you can add a URL for the image to link to. If the Lightbox option is enabled, you can also use this to open a different image in the Lightbox. Obviously, if you add a URL, the Lightbox won't work for that image. There is also a link target option and an image alt text field option. Back in the Children tab, I could also rearrange the order of the images here by dragging the images around, but I'm happy with the order they have. Okay, let's save this page and head to the front end to see our carousel. Okay, there it is. And if we wait, it starts auto-playing. I can mouse over one to see the caption, and I can click on it to view it in the Lightbox. And that's the image carousel element. It's a flexible, incredibly versatile element for displaying a parade of images on your site. Try it out. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Avada tutorials and deep dives. And if you have any questions or need help, feel free to create a support ticket. Our team is always ready to help. As always, thank you for choosing Avada.